Blast me to the mortal realms. It's time for the Mad Merlins Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormbringer video review, issue 29 by Hachette Partworks and Games Workshop. Hello everyone and welcome back to another Stormbringer issue review. So today we're going to take a look at 29. So first off, a little bit of an apology. I'm having to refilm the last two issues, so 29 and 30, because my phone has somehow deleted a lot of the stuff that I recorded about 2 weeks ago. But it still somehow has stuff on my phone from 2 months ago. So I have no idea what happened there. It's probably something to do with the update that my phone had the other day, and has decided to clear a lot of stuff that never got backed up. So here we are, starting with issue 29 again. Before we dive into it, don't forget to, of course, like the video if you are enjoying the content, and if you are, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Finally, there are all my links in the comments, videos, description down below. Check them out if you are interested in supporting the channel. You can also support the channel by simply dropping a little comment down below. I love hearing back from everybody, and I've been getting quite a lot of nice feedback lately from people on my videos, so I'm hoping I'll be improving a lot more stuff in the near future. So here we go with 29. It is a paint issue, but we do get two rather nice and rather new paints. So Runelord Brass came out not too long ago with the Necron range, and Baraknar Burgundy came out again around the same time. I think this one came out, but it was ideal for picking out the dark reds of the Karajan Overlords, which we will be using this for in future issues, and the Runelord Brass will be used for the Karajan Overlord armor. But yeah, two lovely paints that I have already in my collection, so these are going to Marcio. Yeah, really good paints nonetheless, so glad we are given those in this collection. So let's go vertical then, and we'll take a look through that issue. Right, issue 29. So we have Runelord Brass, Baraknar Burgundy, and the Realm of Heavens. So our full contents of the list for the issue is the Realm of Chaos, Blight Wars, Shrouded History, Armies of Azir, the Foldout, Champions of Gur, so part of our Collector series, Paint Guide using Baraknar Burgundy and Runelord Brass on our models that we have so far, and Play, so we have Core Rules, Order Tactics, Destruction Tactics, and our mission is Fog of War. Right, part of the realms, so this is the Realm of Chaos. Beyond the borders of the cosmos lies the Realm of Chaos, a hellish dimension where the dark gods rule and nightmares are made real. The landscape in this realm constantly shifts from one terrifying vista to another, from waterfalls of human blood to labyrinths of mirrored crystal to festering gardens of disease. So yeah, Realm of Chaos, not the best place to go on holiday, but if you have accidentally pledged allegiance to one of the 5 gods, you may find yourself taken there regardless. Yeah, as it mentions, it is a continually shifting realm where it is often split between the 4 main gods and the lesser known 5th god, the Horned Rat. So yeah, there's realms where there are skulls galore and fountains of blood for Khorne, the ever-changing realms of Tzeentch, the pleasure palaces of Slash, or even the pestilent gardens of Nurgle. And here we have a few extra bits. So if you are stuck in the Realm of Chaos, your only chance of escape is if there is a tear in reality, often when a raiding force of Chaos Warriors have summoned out a bunch of demons, then you can get back to your normal life. It is a land of nightmares, so there are many monstrous creatures within the realm of chaos. Most of all, of course, the demons, which we see here. So the realm of chaos is a realm of constant war. Here we see the demonettes of Slaanesh up against the immortal enemies that are the blood letters of Khorne. So yeah, each of the gods has a little bit of rivalry with the other. Some will tolerate others, but mostly it is all-out war. Speaking of wars, the Blight Wars was one of the earlier campaigns in the Mortal Realms. So, in the Blight War, Nurgle's demons battled with Sigmar's Stormcast for dominance over Ghyran, the Realm of Life. So we see Neve Blacktalon here, who is due to get a new model soon, but that classic model still looks rather fantastic. Facing off against Horticulus Slimex on his Nurgle formed giant snail there. He is a bringer of disease, and he helps to cultivate all the different plagues that are growing in the garden. We see the Vanguard Paladors and their on-foot Vanguard Hunter brethren there. This was when the Vanguard range was first released. It was a pretty cool box. Sadly, I missed out on it the first time round. But yeah, it was a nice box. We had, like I said, the Vanguard Hunters here with Neve up against a load of Nurgle demons, and it would have been an ideal box for me, I think. But yeah, that's that. Moving on, we got a Shrouded History, so more about Ulgu. Ulgu is the most sinister of the mortal realms. Since the earliest days of the Age of Myth, it has been home to insidious plotters and criminals. Its history is one of intrigue and murder, all watched over approvingly by the gods of shadow. Even as Sigmar brings light to the realms, Ulgu remains a place of darkness. So yeah, in Ulgu, everything is shadow, and shadow is everything. So we have, of course, Marathi Kane here, with her Daughters of Kane, the Dark, and the remaining parts of the Darkling Covens. There are also the Assassins of Clan Eshin for the Skaven, and of course, it is also home to many of the demons of Slaanesh. So we have the Lord Keeper of Secrets here, one of the greater demons of Slaanesh, fighting off against the Daughters of Kane, so it's a bit of a constant battle. For those of you who know a bit more about Marathi, back in her Warhammer Fantasy days in the old world, she actually made an alliance with Slaanesh and gifted some of her followers with the blessings of Slaanesh, and they would often form an uneasy alliance. After that, though, Slaanesh did betray her a bit, and so she's now seeking out absolute vengeance against Slaanesh for what has happened. Part of it, the betrayal, has actually come to fruition in the Mortal Realms, where a lot of Marathi's daughters will sometimes take on rather animalistic type features, such as snake bodies or harpy wings, etc. Yeah, pretty cool, nice little bit of background there on the realm of Ulgu. Moving on, we have some of our collect articles. So this is for the Champions of Ghur. So we use these tables to deepen the background of our models. If you want a particular hero, unit or creature in your collection to hail from Ghur, you can roll on the tables and add extra detail to the background. To do so, roll D3, pick a row, and then roll another D3 and pick a column. So I haven't got a dice on me, so I can't roll. But yeah, basically we roll once and then once along here, and we find out what our background is for our heroes, for our units, and also for any creatures in our army. Next up, we have how to paint. So we are adding some extra colours to our Stormcast. So a lot of the weapon hafts on our models, so halberds, spears, small daggers, axes, and even the underneath of Guard of Steel Soul's cape here is all being picked out with Baraknar Burgundy. So we end up with the Baraknar Burgundy underneath, and we leave the top side still the blue from before. Yeah, really nice. It starts adding some extra colour to our Stormcast, which are all looking a rather bit bland, and helps pick out details. We are using the Banknote Burgundy as well on our Uruks and our Moon Clan. So we're picking out some hoods, bags, pouches, leather details, and mushrooms with Banknote Burgundy. And then we're also using Runelord Brass on our Uruks. We're going to pick out some armor plates just to help break up the silver and make the models stand out a whole lot more. So yeah, we got little trinkets on like the banners for the Hobgrots. We got the horns and armor plates on our Stabber Boss, Skill Boss. And we got trinkets and icons on our Shaman as well to pick out, plus lots of details on the bow. And then we have a gallery of our finished models for our destruction range so far. Yeah, really nice, adding a lot of extra detail to our models, helping break up the rather minimal colour palette we have so far. Moving on to our rules then, we have the rules for terrain, so how these affect our games. We don't get too much terrain with the collection in the early part, so these won't be coming into effect until the later part of the collection, when we start getting some of the newer, larger pieces of terrain. Though, of course, if like me, you still have your terrain from Mortal Realms, this will come in handy for those pieces. And we've got bits about here, defensible terrain, large and very large terrain, and woods. Moving on, we start looking at our tactics for each of our orders. So for our Grand Alliances even. So we have orders tactics and how a Stormcast, Sylvaneth or Caradhran Overlord's army would particularly go to battle. Then we have a little more in depth on what a particular unit's tactics are. So for the Vindictors here, they are consistent at putting out a good amount of damage. They are pretty durable with high save, couple of wounds each, and the shields as well to help restore to deflect damage. Sadly though, they are not all that maneuverable. They only have a movement of 5, so can't get very to places further along the battlefield. Moving on, we also have one about how the destruction forces will use their tactics. So the Cruel Boys, the Gloomspite Gits, and of course the Ironjaws here. So yeah, another set of tactical tips for destruction forces. We'll eventually go through each of them, but we start off with the Gut Rippers. So the Gut Rippers have an incredibly high damage output thanks to their poisonous weapons, which are even boosted by the poisons of a Swamp Cooler Shaman. They are fairly flexible, so they can do a range of battlefield roles and abilities, from holding objectives, defending characters, and taking out opponents. But they are requiring a lot of support, so they don't work too well on their own. They work best if there's a killer boss or a Swamp Cooler Shaman nearby to keep them in the fight. Our mission then for the issue is Fog of War, so we got the Forces of Order being the Knight Arcanum, Lord Imperator, Guard of Steel Soul, 4 Praetors and 6 Gryphounds. And the Forces of Destruction has the Swamp Cooler Shaman with Hobgrot, Zarbag, Zarbag's Gits, 3 Manskewer Bolt Boys, 10 Hobgrots, and a Marsh Crawler Sloggoth. And then we have a rather funky little deployment zone here. So little Z, and we have ability rules where we can't see from here over to here because it's a canyon, which is pretty cool, and Shrouded in Mist. So yeah, fun little mission for you to play through. So before we look at our fold out, next issue is the Hobgrot Slitters, so our second 10, and then issue 31 is a rather cool looking unit. It is the Vigilors. So we'll take a look at our fold out next, and this is all about the armies of Azir, so the Realm of Heavens. So first and foremost amongst those armies is of course the Stormcast Eternals. They often ride the giant Star Drakes and their lesser cousins, the Draconiths. Yeah, it is often the Stormcast which are the bulwark against the encroaching powers of chaos. Here we have a lovely picture of the cities of Azir. Beautiful ornate buildings with large domed rooms, often used as observatories. They can see out across the realms. And there's, of course, many a mystical creature, flocks of ether wings, for instance, crowds of people, elves, and dwarden from across the realms come to visit Sigmar. Some of the other city inhabitants are, of course, the star-faring Seraphon and their temple ships. And there is the bitter history between the Azurites and the Dragon Ogres who used to dominate the realm of heavens there. So yeah, chaos worshipping half dragon, half ogre creatures. So yeah, that's it then for this issue. So yeah, rather fantastic issue. Nice to get some new paints and add them to our models. It's nice that we actually cover both these paints in this issue, whereas a couple of recent paint guides have only been covering one colour. Yeah, really good. Nice colours that we'll find good use for throughout the rest of the collection. Nice background information in here as well. And also there's that nice background lore building for your forces. So yeah, let me know what you thought of the video in the comment section down below, and also let me know how you're getting on with your Stormbringer collection. So yeah, I'm excited for upcoming soon is the first of our Sylvaneth models, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, there's also some really cool Stormcast models coming soon as well, so fantastic stuff coming up. So what are you looking forward to the most? Let me know in the comments, and I will say thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. So thank you and goodbye.